Hi guys! So this week they confirmed that there is going to be a Pitch Perfect 3, and my initial feelings towards this were that of extreme excitement, because if you know me, you will know that I absolutely love Pitch Perfect. I have watched the first film on DVD, I do not know how many times. I just love it. I just think that it's one of these ultimate feel-good, cheer-up, fun films that you can just put on, and after you've seen it a few times you don't even have to give it all that much concentration, but the music's so good and the characters are great and the whole thing is just a lot of fun, and I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of a lot of the actors in the franchise as well. I absolutely love Anna Kendrick, I love Rebel Wilson. I think that on screen together they are absolutely brilliant. I love Skylar Astin. I've talked about how much I love him before. Jesse's just one of my favourite male characters, and I think Brittany Snow does such a good job in these films too. So when I heard the news the other day that they have confirmed that there is going to be a Pitch Perfect 3, it will be hitting cinemas in July 2017, which is only like a couple of years away. Initially I was super excited and I tweeted that. I was like, oh, I can't believe it, I'm so pleased there's going to be a third movie. And then I kind of sat down and started to have a bit of a think about it. Your first instinct in something like this obviously is to be pleased that you will get to see your favourite characters again, and for me I think one of the reasons that I love TV as much as I do probably over film is because I am all about character. I love to get really invested in characters in a show and spend a great deal of time with them. I love having seasons worth of material to really spend a lot of time with characters and get to know them really well. With film, unless it is one of these kind of franchises that's maybe based on books, something like that, so Harry Potter or The Hunger Games, these kind of films based on books, you don't have that same time investment in the characters. Whereas with most films that are kind of one-offs, you meet the characters, you spend like an hour and a half or a couple of hours with them, and that's really all that you're going to get. So obviously because of that character attachment that I have, I get very excited about follow-ups to certain films. So I was so excited about Pitch Perfect 2, I could not wait to see it in the cinema. I went to see it the week that it came out, and then I went to see it again a couple of weeks later because I'd enjoyed it so much. However, it didn't quite live up to the first one, just by a tiny little margin. Now that's just personal opinion, that's just my feelings towards it. I don't know if that's because I am such a huge fan of the first film or just because of my sense of humour maybe, I'm not sure. And it made me start to think, is it the best idea to keep making follow-ups to these films? Obviously from, you know, a film executive producer sort of point of view, financially it makes sense, because these films, when you get people to get really engaged with and really obsessed with a particular film, making follow-ups to it, you know that you're going to make money out of it because people are going to want to go and see these characters. But for the original story, is it the best thing to do? This, by the way, this video has no real kind of like, this isn't me being like, I have this feeling and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of it. I'm just really having to think about this myself, and so I thought that I would film myself talking about it and see what you guys think. I'm really not that focused on Pitch Perfect when I'm talking about this, I'm talking more generally. I just think that unless you have like a really strong storyline to go with, and you've had a film that's had that much of an impact on people, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. And I just had been thinking about it and I thought, I know, I'll make a video about this and ask people what they think. So what do you think? Do you think that it is a good idea to really embrace these franchises and make as many films as possible because it gives people more time with the characters? Or do you think it's best not to kind of mess with a good thing when you've already created something so amazing? Do you think it's best to just leave it as that? Anyway, I don't really know what else to say in this video other than to just say that this is something that I've been thinking about. What do you think about it? How do you feel about Pitch Perfect 3? I have this very torn thing in me where part of me is so excited because I do just want to see more from the Bellas. I do want to hear more amazing mashups because mashups are one of my favourite things. But at the same time, I think, what are they going to focus on? Like, what is going to be the storyline of this particular film? My first kind of instinct of like what it could potentially be, and I haven't read anything about this, so I don't know if this is remotely accurate, but I was kind of thinking that depending on if they get the entire cast back, I don't know whether they will manage that. So far they have confirmed that Rebel Wilson and Anna Kendrick and Elizabeth Banks are all definitely on board, which is great, but I don't know about other actors in it. But what had kind of occurred to me, and I don't know how they would work the a cappella thing around this, but I did feel like an element of it could potentially be Fat Amy and Bumper's wedding, something like that. I don't know, like, that just came into my head because of the big dramatic scenes with them in Pitch Perfect 2. I was like, oh, maybe they could have like a wedding for them or something. Or maybe, you know, Becca's career has taken off and she's this amazing massive producer and she manages to bring the Bellas into more mainstream music rather than, you know, the a cappella world. I don't know, I'm clutching at straws here, but let me know in the comments below what you think might happen in Pitch Perfect 3 and let me know how you feel about it. As I say, I'm just kind of rambling on here because there's part of me that's kind of concerned that it won't be as good and then I'll be very upset. But, you know, at the same time, I love the characters, I love the actors who are in this film, and so seeing them together, even if the storyline isn't as strong, I probably won't mind because I love to see them all together. But yeah, anyway, I hope you're having a great weekend and I will speak to you again soon. Bye! Question 4, worst series finale. Hands down, Dexter. Just still not over that. Still not over the Dexter finale. I don't understand what happened there.